is Prarthana. I am the game artist of the game The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Photorealistic environment, the art team was able to achieve unprecedented visual fidelity by using photogrammetry to scan real objects and terrain and produce incredibly lifelike 3D models and textures. Consequently, some of the most complex and realistic game environments of their time were created. Details and immersion. In order to create settings that seemed aged and lived in, artists added intricate, organic textures such as the dirt, moss, and faint wear. This significantly improved immersion in the rural, airy settings and avoided the need for artificial tiling. Visual narrative support. From overgrown vegetation to deserted buildings, every visual component was designed to support the spooky supernatural story. The beauty of the Polish countryside is balanced with underlying dread and subtle decay to create an eerie atmosphere. Thank you.
Hi, this is Mohammad Zishanuddin, Creative Computing Year 1, and I am the game programmer of the game Vanishing of the Ethan Carter. Core technical and roles, logic, mechanics, and structure. The program efforts were crucial in turning the narrative vision into interactive gameplay. This required complex system design to control both the supernatural and physical realms of the surrounding. By using the basic principle of paranormal investigation, Paul Prospers is able to observe the construct crime scene, complex temporal complex and puzzle logics, and had the scripted so that the player could piece together the event. Non-linear narrative flow framework was created that enables players to finish puzzles in any order to tell a cohesive story. Cutscenes are kept to a minimum in order to preserve player autonomy and immersion. Engine infrastructure to create a smooth aesthetic, pleasing world with dependable puzzle logic at the heart of the mystery. The programmer team used Unreal Engine 3x4. Programmer Adam Binas.
This is Asma and I'm the producer of the team. So, being a producer on this project means turning a bold, imaginative idea into something real, a game that people could see, feel, and experience. Working with a small independent team, my job was to make sure that our creative ambition didn't just stay on the paper, but it were implemented onto the game. So, to make sure of this, we had few things to follow. First comes the team leadership. Being a producer, I got the opportunity to collaborate with a small group of individuals. Even after we were a small group, we focused on what truly mattered to us, like developing a gameplay that entertained players and also told a very engaging story. We also gave our best in both narrative and visuals while maintaining everyone's motivation and alignment throughout the process. Then second most important thing is the strategic marketing. So instead of depending on big advertising campaigns, we decided to prioritize creativity in terms of marketing. So we used digital comics and subtle online storytelling to give users a taste of our game. We were able to implement our plan by sharing glimpses of game's unique art style and story. Earlier, we also decided to launch a community for players who were genuinely excited for our game. Next comes the production management. So, managing the time and assets efficiently and effectively is very important in order to attain any goal. So, we decided to manage time and assets properly, efficiently, and as well as effectively to obtain the required output, which will meet the desires of the user and player. And also the goal our goal was to provide the user with the best visualization without compromising on the depth and emotional impact of the story. Next comes the multi-platform oversight. So these days there are tons and tons of platforms where users use to play games, etc. So there are platforms like PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, etc., etc. So analyzing all the multi-platforms, we ensure that our game is available on all the platforms by adapting the graphically intensive experience for various systems, so the users can like enjoy our game on any platforms. And ensuring we ensure that a unique experience across all platforms are there for all the users. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Raza and I'm a narrative designer of the story. So the story is weaving the tale. So we are going to start from the layered horror in the mind. The narrative is crafted as a psychological horror experience in the traditions of early weird fictions. Think of the atmospheric dread of Edgar Allan. So within the world, the player uncovers multiple layers of fiction stores inside a story, each one depending on the sense of mystery and unease. So, number one, the narrative driven gameplay. Here, the story and the gameplay are inseparable. The full narrative is revealed only through the player investigations, explorations, and puzzle solving because compact is intentionally absent. And the number two, Prospero and Ethan. In the At the core of experience are two central characters, Ethan Carter and Paul Prospero. Ethan Carter, a gifted yet troubled young boy whose imaginations and fear shape the world around him, and the Paul Prospero, an occult detective with the ability to see fragments of past events through supernatural visions. Number three, reducing over narrative. A key design choice was to avoid traditional storytelling tools like lengthy interactive expositions or extended cutscenes. Instead, the narrative is shaped by immersions. Thank you.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohammed Murtaza. I'm a level designer from Creative Computing Year 2, and today I will be walking you through the level design approach behind the vanishing of Ethan Carter. So, going to the point one, it's the open world exploration. For this game, I didn't want the player to feel controlled or boxed into a linear path. Uh, Instead, I designed the whole world to be fully open, letting the player explore at their own pace and uncover the story naturally. I intentionally avoided the heavy UI guidance, no arrow, no objective flashing on the screen for the players. Instead, I relied on an environmental storytelling, light terrain, sound cues, and the natural layout of the world to guide the player subconsciously. Now, going forward to the point two, which is the puzzle interactions and pacing. It's the second major design of the vanishing of Ethan Carter. When designing the puzzles, I my goal was to make them feel like a part of the world rather than a separate gameplay element, like something fictional. So instead of placing the puzzle in a linear order, I scattered them organically throughout the environment to ensure that the player encounter puzzles through exploration, which maintains immersion. I also paid a close attention to pacing. Some puzzles are light and quick, so players don't feel stuck, while others require observation and deeper thinking. Now going for the third element, which is I focused on a level designer, was the believable location. Every space in the game, from old buildings to the forests, rivers, and train tracks, was crafted to feel authentic and lived in. I made sure nothing felt random or artificially placed. Every object, path, and viewpoint serves a purpose, either narratively or atmospherically. This run helps anchor the supernatural elements of the game with which the world feels grounded. To wrap up the level design of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter's, it relies on basically 3 points: open world exploration, natural puzzle integration, and believable, emotional, resonant location. These choices were made to create a mystery that players don't just play, they experience. Once again, I'm Mohammad Murtaza, level designer of Creative Computing Year 2. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Alina from CC Year 2, Group 1. Today I'm going to talk about subtle soundscapes and immersion. In this, the game creates an atmosphere using silence and natural sounds. Most of what you hear is quiet wind, leaves, distant creaks, etc., which makes you feel like the world is empty and lonely. But these simple sounds also feel a bit creepy, like the quiet wind, always there, like a long sigh. The leaves sometimes makes a footstep sounds, making people think there's someone nearby. Creaks in the distance make it feel like something is moving around you. Because the game is so quiet, any sudden sounds like twig snapping is very shocking, like an extra. It feels very extra shocking. And with the headphones, the sound feels like they're happening all around you, which pulls the player more deeper into the game world. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Loki soundtrack. In this, the game creates its horror through a mix of silence and quiet music. Most of the soundtrack in this is low-key, calm, made by a composer, Nikolai Storensky. The music is very simple, mainly soft and sad pianos. This minimal style makes the world feel more personal, lonely, and emotional. Using only one piano, this sense of intimacy, it creates a sense of intimacy, but also a sense of isolation. The soundtrack doesn't tries to scare people with loud dramatic moments. Instead, it stays calm, which creates more tension. It creates a stronger tension among the players. This low level of uneasiness keeps the player in state of quiet dread. The silence also plays a huge role in the game. The space between the note feels heavier than the music itself. Those moments lets your own imagination create the fear in the game.